Is it working now? There we go. Okay. So, I don't know what just happened there. I've got no idea what happened. So, let me just make another announcement. Alright. So, where were we? So I don't know when the stream stopped, unfortunately. So what I can tell you is I know that I was definitely in the Temple District when the stream was still running. And all I've done is I explored a bit more of that area and then popped back over to Baragost and visited the smithy right here. So, let me just see what's going on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, what I've done is I've cleared out everybody's inventory except myself and Imowen. And having done that, I am going to say goodbye to our companions. But first, I'm going to hop back over to the Temple District, have a bit of a sleep, see if they give us any more dialogue options, and then we'll kick them and move on. Child, found anything of interest in our collective pockets yet? No, just loot and crumbs. Why? You holding something back? I am not. It's the poor tools of my trade, as you have those of yours. A surgical knife and gloves, parchment, quills, ink, a bowl of gut string, 4 empty ceramic vials, and 2 steel vials that feel empty. What do they stop it with anyway? Isn't cork? Seems more like some kind of tar. You have been curious. They are non-reactive plugs made by specialists back at... of my acquaintance. One never knows when one might wish to preserve a specimen. Specimen? Of what? One never knows. Why, just the other day I spied what I took for a specimen of true happiness. Alas, it fled before I could make certain of it. Bet that happens to you a lot. All things come to those who aspire, and wait for someone to finish the drudge work. Damn their idle bones, why can't they do the work, and let me get on with mine? Maybe you haven't waited long enough yet. Probably not. Would you like a jelly drop in, Imowen? Turns out that Zara is Doctor Who. Do you have any? I had some, once upon a time, and I should like another. Please keep that in mind, should you run across any.
Something troubling you?
I've no wish to strain our relationship, but you did promise to go to Nazcal. Our delay is making me rather tense. I'm not nice when I'm tense. Yeah, so that's something else about some of these characters. If they have a mission, for example, all 4 of them have the mission of go to Nazcal, clear out the mines. And if you take too long to clear out the mines, they will also leave the party. So, yeah, there's a bunch of ways that characters like these ones will try and kill each other. If your reputation gets too high or gets too low, they'll leave. Or if they have a quest that they really need to do for their own characters and you keep putting it off, then they'll just leave to go do it themselves. So,
it is done. Indeed.
Let's go back to Baragost. Now, I'm assuming that none of you got to see the smithy because of the Twitch issues.
Yes?
So,
Indeed.
I'm just going to show it to you again. So, this is the Thunderhammer Smithy. The guy who's got the business deal with Palantir. And I don't know if you guys would have heard it because of... I don't know when the dropout happened. But essentially, he at the moment is very busy, because even though there's the iron crisis, which means he doesn't have a lot of local business and everything's going wrong, he's actually in the process of building a whole lot of weapons for ARM, that nation to the south, which I may have to explain a bit more thoroughly, because I don't know if you guys got that explanation last time. But he has these items in particular. So full plate armor is one of the best armors you can get in the game. It's the best you can get short of being a magical piece of armor. But there is one thing that's slightly better than it, and that is Ankheg full plate armor. It's exactly the same, except Jaheira can wear it. Jaheira is a druid, and druids cannot wear metal. But because Ankheg is organic, essentially, like it's a creature that you kill and you take its corpse back to this guy and he makes the armor, she can actually wear, like she can wear dragon scales, she can wear Ankheg plates and all that sort of thing. So it's the best armor that you can give to druids in particular. And that is very worth getting your hands on. Shadow armor is the best studded leather armor in the game. So something like that, give it to your thief, like so Imoen or Montarion or whoever. Best armor for them in the game. The army side is another very nice one. Plus 1 extra attack per round. This is the crossbow that you can get extra attacks with. And the Dagger of Venom is an exceptionally nice dagger, because you can do poison damage. Alright.
I am here. Certainly.
So,
Certainly.
that is it for now. We've had a bit of conversation with these guys, but now, unfortunately, it's time to start letting some of them go. So, these guys are in pairs, so if I get rid of one of them, they take the other one as well. So, they've left the party. They will just stand here, and they will stay here until I decide, if I decide to come back to recruit them,
Your
then
concern?
fantastic. But
It is done.
I forgot that I can actually talk to the characters. This is one of the mod things, is that you can actually engage with them yourself and discuss things with them. So I might actually bring those two back into the party just so that I can actually show you some of these options. Sorry about that. Obviously, like, I may know this game incredibly well, but I don't necessarily know the mods incredibly well, and this is a mod feature. Blah, 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 blah. So, trade a couple of words. Decide that you can't be bothered. Ask to hear a lot of personal questions. Ask some inquisitive questions about Tahira's past. Talk about her problems, hopes, in a kindly manner. You were used to hearing things from the bottom of people's hearts, so you try to charm Tahira into telling you more about herself. I'm guessing that this mod allows for like a charisma check sort of thing. What's your opinion of my leadership? Why are you always scowling so much? Start with this one. Nope, she doesn't want to talk. Let's try talking to Khalid. So we've got all the same problems. I'm not getting anywhere. Try talking to everyone. I'm just thinking about Orion and what would have become of us if he hadn't died. Or if we can ever go back to Counterkeep after all that's happened. I feel so bad, like I'm angry at him for dying. Silly, huh? Fine, really, thanks for asking though. So, yeah, there's more dialogue options, but I'm presuming that because I haven't spent enough time in the party, I haven't had enough dialogue options with them in general, that they... Either that, or because my charisma is quite low, 10, I just can't access some of the dialogue options that the mod offers. Which is a shame. Would have been nice to show you that, but guess not. Well, time to remove them from the party.
How
long must we wait here?
I openly question your judgment, but it's your decision to make. You do so some measure of leadership, and I should be glad to assist you in the future. Come, Khalid, we must depart for now.
I am
So
here.
now, they're there. And all of their stuff is currently in my grasp. Speaking of which, let's just quickly equip those.
Certainly.
Alright. Now, let's recruit some of the people hanging around here. So let's start with Kagain. Actually, tell you what. Let's start with Nira. So, Nira is an enhanced edition character. And, importantly, she will be able to cast the petrification scrolls. And if she can do that, then I can have the three of us go take on the basilisks, and it will divide only 3 ways. So let's save. So I do believe that there is a fight.
You!
There
Hey,
he
you!
is.
Yes, you! I don't see anybody else around here. A little help, please?
Of course, what do you need?
Bandits! Vicious, magic bandits! They must have gone to advanced bandit school or something. They're trying to capture me.
If a party member isn't with you and has already been recruited, they stay at level 1, right? Yes! Yes, it's always best to level up before you recruit someone, because they will just stay the same level. So, Zar, Montarion, Zahira, Khalid, they are going to stay level 1 until I recruit. I could be level 10 and come back for them, they will still be level 1. So again, there's a lot of advantages to early leveling.
My hero. Now, where are the rest of your men hiding? I'll be honest. I was betting on you having a legion of soldiers because you'll need it, and oh goodness, they're here.
So, you would try to hide from us behind this unfortunate fool. Your cowardice proves as deadly as your reckless magic.
You're the one trying to capture me, and I still don't know what you want. So I'd rather not let it happen. Get out of here before me and my new friends decide to eject a fist into your mouth.
You there, stand aside and give me the girl. Surely you won't risk your life for a stranger.
Of course I will. She's recruitable.
What can I offer you? Why, only the most precious reward imaginable. Your continued existence.
Nope. Can't have
If
her.
you wish to die for this wild mageling, so be it.
Away with you, you pompous creep!
Not again.
Kendall, where did you go? We can't let her escape. Slaughter them all, and we'll sort this out once we find him.
So these dudes are Thavians. This is part of an ongoing plot for her. Now, she's not in my party yet. But, after this fight, she will be. Red Wizards of Thay? Yes, Red Wizards of Thay. Of course, if I die, that's a different matter.
Indeed.
You! Hey, you! There's bandits! My hero. Now, where are the rest of your men hiding? I'll be honest. I was betting on you having a legion of soldiers because...
So, there is some lore behind this.
You're the one...
You there. Stand
And I
aside
don't
and give me
recall
the
if they
girl.
ever go
Surely you
so
won't risk your
deeply
life
into
for
it.
us.
Like, they go into it a bit, but there's a little bit of reasoning behind it.
Am I right as a wizard of fame?
Da-
We must study her anomalous power. Whether or not she comes winning.
What anomalous powers are you talking
I
about?
shouldn't be surprised that one as uneducated as you cannot spot a wild mage when you see one. The spells cause more harm than good. We must extract her secrets and, of course, prevent her from harming herself or others. I have said enough. Hand her over.
So, wild mages are a very new thing in the Forgotten Realms at the time of this particular game. So you may remember I mentioned in the previous episode there was something called the Time of Troubles, where the gods were forced to physically walk the earth, effectively became mortal themselves. Some gods were killed, new gods got made, and this is the time when, before the time of troubles, gods didn't really have to care about the people. But after they were sent down, the rules of how deities work changed. When they went back up, they were now dependent on mortal worship. There was always a certain amount of, dependency on mortal worship, because there were some gods that had died from lack of worship over time, or who had simply just gotten weaker. But it became more emphasized after the time of troubles, in particular. And gods now knew that mortals, like they went down, and quite a few died. In fact, the goddess of magic died. She got resurrected, but she died. Who else died? Bane and Baal both died. They were part of the Dead Three. I can't remember if Merkel died. I think he might have. But their portfolio, their role, was taken up by a mortal named Cyric. Big, whole lot of stuff happened. But, as I said, the goddess of magic died. And when she died, the nature of magic itself kind of changed, and you start getting dead magic zones happening, so places where magic just doesn't work anymore. And you start getting wild mages coming into existence, where magic itself works differently and randomly, and it's just like this, you cast a magic missile and instead you summon an elephant. So this is new. This is like within the last 20 years, wild mages have begun to be born and start exhibiting these powers with magic going haywire. And the Red Wizards of Thay are trying to research this. They are trying to study it. Partly so that they can hopefully weaponize it. Largely because they want to weaponize it. But it's, to a certain extent, a legitimate magical pursuit. Just the way they go about it is not very nice.
If you wish to die for this wild mageling, so be it.
Away with you, you pompous creep!
Not again.
Kendall, where did you go? We can't let her escape. Slaughter them all. And find him.
Your concern? Indeed.
No, that is. He's dead. And now he's dead.
Yes?
I am really sorry about what just happened. I didn't want to involve you, but if I hadn't run into you when I did, they'd be elbow deep in my brains right now.
Surely Candor will return at some point. It's what an honourable person would do. But custom dictates that you dump a load of gold into my hands. He will return.
Since you were kind enough to save me from those wizardly thugs, I was wondering if I could stay with you for a while. For your protection, as well as mine. I swear, I'm quite a skilled spellcaster. I can hurl a fireball like you wouldn't believe.
No, she can't. She's not high enough level for that.
Fantastic! Let me just get my... well, nothing. I'm ready to go now.
I am here, certainly.
Alright, so let's have a look at Nira. So she doesn't have any high-level spells. What she has got is Nahal's Reckless Dwaruma, which basically just does random stuff. It's literally a random release spell. Aside from that, she has Magic Missile, but she also has, very importantly, Identify. Which means, next time we go for a sleep, we can start identifying those magic items that we've been collecting. I didn't actually explain who the Red Wizards of Thay are. So, Thay is a city to the east. It's an empire to the east, essentially. You can probably think of them as the Nazi Germany of the Forgotten Realms. It would not be too much of a stretch. They want to conquer everything. They want to rule all. They essentially hate everybody. They are constantly at war with their neighbors. And they're ruled by mages. Now, there's a lot of history to it, but in short, the wizard aristocracy, they have a ruling council made up of, if I bring it up, hang on. So, you'll notice that there are different schools of magic. So you've got evocation, alteration, conjuration, divination, etc., etc., enchantments. Yeah, there are these different schools of magic. Now, each one of these schools in Thay, the most proficient, the highest specialist in that one of those schools is part of the ruling council. So there is a Saztam who is kind of the de facto head of Thay. In later editions, he becomes the head of Thay, above and everybody else. But at the moment in the timeline, he's just the head of necromancy, and he's one of these 8 or so council members. And there's just a council member for each of the schools of magic, and they are the ruling elite. If you are a spellcaster of any description, you are treated very, very well. But if you're not a spellcaster, chances are you are a slave. It is a massive, massive slave society.
You have been waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
Only take me to a licensed cleric.
I am here, your concern.
That sometimes happens too. When you travel between areas, you can occasionally be attacked. Now, I do want to open locks, but I probably also need to up my find traps, so let's do that.
Yes, certainly.
So yes, the Red Wizards of Thay are basically
I am here, certainly.
Nazi Germany wizards.
Wait.
This guy.
No one fight. Me Korax. Friend.
So this guy, even though we've like frozen time so that we can have this conversation with him, he actually genuinely wants to be your friend. He is a ghoul. And he is immune to Basilisk, which is great. But he is not a permanent companion. Eventually, his hunger takes over. And that eventually isn't even that long overall. It's only a few minutes of game time. But he's trying. He's trying so hard. Eventually his hunger takes over and he tries to fight you and kill you. But he's trying. Anyway. You can be our friend, but you better not do anything to make us mad. Me will be good boy. Me promise. Me will help you with anything you need. And he can and will.
Your concern.
My blade will cut you down
I'll
to
do
size.
Korax hungry.
Damn it, everyone. That was my own fault, really.
I am here.
Now, what I should do, aside from... No. Aside from move that, is pass over those scrolls of petrification to Nira. Now, before we do anything, I'm going to try and have her learn one. There we go. So now, she has protection from petrification in her spell
Your
list.
concern.
So if we go to sleep, and I hand her a couple of these magic items, she can now memorize double the amount of first level spells. Which means, and I can't use it because I'm a Wizard Slayer. Wizard Slayers, their big disadvantage is that they can't use a lot of magic items. go. Now, do that. You go back to sleep.
All this traveling, all this adventure, how do you manage it? Until now, I was barely able to keep my head above water. Yet here with you, it seems almost easy.
Now, this isn't modded content. Nira is an enhanced edition character, so all of this is actually stuff that was written into the game, into the core game. So stuff with Nira and the side quest that she's given, all of that is enhanced edition content. So if you buy the game, you can enjoy this. We face our shadow days, so safety in numbers, few dare cross my path. Don't have time for conversation. You know what? Let's do this.
Oh, I'm sure the brilliant light of your ego keeps death away at night. Yeah, I'm starting to forget why I've thrown in with you. Maybe I should just abandon this whole trip and head back to High Forest.
High Forest? That where you're from?
That's me. Born and raised in the thicket. At least until my mistakes piled up high enough to come crashing down on me.
Mistakes can be corrected, only a coward flees. What drove you out? Just be nice.
You know, this and that. I was never a very good student of magic, and part of that could be attributed to never studying. I ended up flubbing a few spells, and here I am.
Hear that you glossed over some of the finer details.
A maiming or two, if you don't count the second-degree burns. Completely accidental, and everybody lived. Well, at least I'm pretty sure everybody lived.
I find that most of the deaths around me are rarely accidental. Accidents happen, even horrible ones. Surely it wasn't your fault. What happened?
During our magical training, we were supposed to summon a sphere of fire. And mine got away from me somehow. One moment I was concentrating, the next moment my classmates were rolling on the floor screaming.
Terrible turn of events. Perhaps your poor teachers of blame. Remind me to stand back when you cast a spell.
Of course I can blame myself. Accident or not, I should have been more careful. I could have taken responsibility or at least fetched a bucket of water. Instead, I ran away, terrified of what I'd done.
Right, Scarpa. Didn't even try to help, I can understand. Didn't even try. Afterwards, I ran into the woods and couldn't bear to go back to face the consequences. I snuck into the village now and then for food and once to leave a note for my parents. But eventually I had to
I
leave.
took to wandering High Forest, but I kept running into the wrong people and doing the wrong thing. Eventually, Turlang the tree and grabbed me and said, "Take a hike." Well, maybe not in those words exactly.
So you left on your journey. By the gods, she's finished! Interesting tale. I would like to hear more sometime.
And so I left High Forest. I've been wandering for a while now. I've got a few ideas for a destination, but I'm still considering them. Come, let us continue this journey together.
There we go. Now let's identify these items. Now again, these things cannot be used by the Wizard Slayer. Yes, this is a very nice one. Girdle of masculinity, femininity. You can actually swap your genders in this game. It is, however, a cursed item. Once you put it on, you can't take it off. So, the golden pantaloons. The golden pantaloons did surely see the very beginnings of our realm. Though, I must press that they saw this formative time by their simple presence and not through some vestigial eyes that might have erupted through a rear pocket, perhaps concealing teeth and other improbable extremities. I am sure that the various owners of the pantaloons can attest to the general lack of animated digits or ocular senses, as evidenced by the continued sanctity and privacy maintained by their respective buttocks. Lyric pantons of an age long since out of print speak of trousers that were as metal, though soft about the shanks. While it might be easy to jump to the seemingly inevitable conclusion that the trousers rose while Netherell fell, it is doubtful that the pantaloons were the garments of which they speak. One must clarify these oft-misquoted verses with knowledge of the Pantechnion, an ancient bazaar once prized for silver pantalettes. fine these may have been, but golden they were not. Nickel panties are also said to be currently available, though the dockside establishments that claim to offer these products are beyond my meager experience, and thus I can make no report. If you recall, there's golden pantaloons in this game, silver in the next, and third in the final expansion, the final installment. The purpose of the pantaloons is mysterious as ever, and will likely remain so until the Pantocrator himself returns, though some properties can be divined through intimate observation. The uplifting properties of the gusset very nearly defy gravity, shaping quite nicely both the front and rear. This improved contour would likely increase self-esteem for a wearer of either sex. I would hazard a guess, however, that this continuing self-delusion might actually hamper cognitive functions, and care should be taken in the wearing of any pantaloons of golden nature. So yes, wonderful items to hold on to for the rest of the game, but you'll notice, can't wear them. They just exist until the final installment if you have all three. Now, that can go back there. And you...
Yes?
And we'll have one more sleep. So, is it actually plus charisma minus int or pure flavor? It's just pure flavor. Pure flavor. The pants have no in-game effect at all.
Indeed.
So, let's go talk to this guy without aggravating the gnolls. You can be our friend.
What is it this
All
I'll
right.
do it?
Now, Nira's job is literally just to cast that spell,
Yes, it is done.
while the two of us go wandering. The two of us,
Stand back
not you.
and watch this.
I am here.
So one of the great things about the ghoul is that he can paralyze people. Alright, let's go hunt down those basilisks. Oh, there's some near here. Okay. So, notice that he hasn't actually joined the list. He's basically a bonus character. Now, if I go get some... Oh, here we go. Greetings, I am Mutaman. I hope you enjoy the artwork my pretty lizards have sculpted. They sculpt with their eyes. They sculpt when nasty travelers come by. Yes, I don't like nasty travelers. They should keep to the roads. Is it just me, or is the world filled with wackos? Okay, Mr. Psycho Gnome, I hope you don't take the wrong way, but we're really not interested in your rock garden. You murdering psychopath! Your lizards have killed people, and we're not about to let them keep on killing. Well, it was nice talking to you, but we have to go. Psycho Gnome. We'll go nowhere! You will join the beautiful work of art that stands before you. You'll become a piece of art forever. So, let's deal with him first, because we are not immune to him. And he's dead. So, this is how you level up quickly. You just find some basilisks, and there's quite a few on this map around the place, and you kill them, because they really can't hurt you back. Now if I pick up some freaking some more stone to flesh scrolls, there's a few of these characters floating around who I can actually bring back.
Your concern is
I don't
done.
think you get any particular rewards for doing so, though. There he is.
Yes?
Unfortunately, he walks very slowly. Get over there, start dealing with him.
I am here.
Or ignore my commands.
Your concern.
For some reason, Basilisks shot Dreadstone.
Yes? Certainly.
I missed some of those items. So I forgot to pick them up. So let's save. You can see each one of these bastards is worth quite a bit of XP. There was a ring on the ground too, or is that worth... Yeah, it's pretty worthless. If it has blue around it, which means it can be identified, those are definitely worth picking up, always. But otherwise, it's basically a, would you like a little bit of gold? Ah, these guys. So, these people are actually dangerous, and I probably can't beat them, even if I had a full group at the moment. Foreign oil and coals here. Mazarek has the temperament of a wildcat. What are you talking about? With more experience than the ragtag adventuring party you've got. Really? Come on now, let's be real. Look at yourselves. The bunch of you have about as much style as a pack of gibberlings. The way you hold yourselves, pathetic. All you are is a bunch of hicks who slapped on some armor and weapons and decided that they could be adventurers. It's real sad. Hey, slow down. It's not like you look any different. Sad? I'll show you sad, you arrogant little girl. You've had it coming since we started talking. Draw steel, bitch. Basically, everything leads to combat here. Sounds like a challenge. Hey, Baron, Peter, Lyndon. I think these little pipsqueaks think they can take us. Boy, oh boy, just moved into the big time. We are not some small-town hick adventurers. We're Waterhaven, born and bred. Maybe you'd want to rethink your statements. I think you psychopaths need a good lesson, and we'll be the ones to administer it. Alright, so a fight is now about to happen, which I am almost certainly going to lose. I'm just going to level up mid-fight, as I can. I'm not winning that fight. And this is why we save.
I am certainly.
Alright, let's do the whole leveling up thing again. Looks like Imran got another level as well. So... let's give her a little bit of single weapon, actually. Might give her the crossbow proficiency so that she can use that crossbow later. Alright, now at this point she should be able to open almost every lock in the game and find almost every trap. And near.
Your concern? Certainly.
Alright, this time we won't go... wait, there was at least one basilisk down here, wasn't there? So... there's not much interesting to say about basilisks in this game. They exist, they try and petrify you, and that's about it. There's not really a lot of lore for basilisks either. Like nothing really special aside from, hey look, they crop up now and then. They're just a generic monster. Same with the Tasloi, there's not really anything particularly epic about them, they just kind of exist. What else do I have to talk about? A generic monster, too dumb to try biting or clawing when he petrifies. Look, they do try. Like, they are actually trying to claw and bite me. But they suck at it. Like, their ability to hit anything is pathetic. Like, it is technically possible for them to do damage and kill someone. It's just not bloody likely. I could send Nira in petrified, and she could actually deal with most of them pretty reliably. She's only got 6 hit points. I don't want to go too far north here because that's where that Watered Haven dick of an adventuring party is. We'll come back and kick their ass later. They'll stick around. Now, over here are the gnolls. I think there's at least one more basilisk on the map. Nope.
What is it this time?
I'm gonna get Nira over here.
Watch this.
I am here. Your concern? Yes, certainly.
You can stay there, Mr. Ghoul Man.
You rang?
I am here.
Uh-huh.
Petrification ran out.
Well, it is done.
Are there any in-game timed quests or the like? Kind of, yes. Or you can one long rest as much as you take the time.
Yes,
So
indeed.
it's not so much that the quests are timed. It's more that the NPCs will leave the party if you take too long. So you probably didn't get to see it before. I'm not actually sure when the Twitch dropped, but Jaheira and Khalid and Zar and Montarion, if you take more than about 5 days to reach Nashgal and to actually start dealing with the problems in the mine and the iron crisis thing, then you will actually hang on.
Yep.
What is it
Tell
this
them to
time?
come over
problem
here.
at all.
They will actually leave the party because they will want
I
to
am
go
here.
and
It is
solve the crisis. So there's a couple other things like that. A couple of the more popular characters in this game, Minsk and Edwin in particular, if you don't go over and resolve their quest within about 5 days or so, they will also leave the party. But aside from those NPC ones, there aren't any time quests. Like the Iron Crisis, you can complete the entire game in a few in-game days. Or you can complete the entire the game over the course of 2 or 3 game years, because you can do a whole lot of resting. And just to show you, if I go save game, it tells you how long you've been, like how many days it's been. So let's do that now while we still can. Now I'm pretty sure there's at least one other basilisk on this map, but I'm not actually convinced that there is. I may have dealt with all the basilisks. I was pretty sure there was at least one more. But we're going to stick around on this map at the very least until our good friend the ghoul here finally decides to turn on us. There we go. Poor Ben. Is the sound cue reliable? I can hear something lizard-like. Usually yes. Usually yes, but the sound cues are actually quite rare in this game. But if you're referring to that screeching thing, then no, that's just ambient noise for the map. Yep. And I don't need a broken weapon. I don't want to keep going too far. We'll run into that annoying adventuring party. Not sure if they were west or south of here though, so... Yep, there they are. Normally scrolls quick. Ah, here we go. So, you may not have heard it, but this is what I was talking about regarding the sort of sound cue situation. It's very rare, but, and also like the dialogue between NPCs that's called to the game, his dialogue was almost is audio. It didn't come up as a speech thing, like, but here's the subtitles. Korak's sorry, but he's so very hungry, he must eat now. He must eat you. And that's all you get, that's all the warning you get. Ah, shit. I have been stunned by the ghoul bite. Now if I'm lucky, I'll come out of it, but probably not. Every time he lands a successful hit, I have to make a save.
I am here.
Indeed.
Very hungry.
Yeah. The warning you get that he is going to turn on you is purely audio. Ah, damn it. I would be a dead man again.
I am here. Certainly.
I have a level up. Maybe I can use that. It'll, at the very least, up my save a little bit. I'm not quite high enough level to level that up any further, I guess.
Your concern? Yet?
There we
I
go.
am here. It is done.
And that is how our friend the ghoul dies. Alright. Let's rejoin the others and explore the edges of the map. Is there a way to save that ghoul? Unfortunately, there is not. It's an excellent example of what I was talking about earlier, the whole, oh shit, I still have petrification on, so, yes. But what I was talking about, the whole thing of that negative energy inherently corrupts. The ghoul's trying. He's trying to fight his nature, and there's a few examples in these games of undead and ghouls trying to fight their nature. but they're ultimately unsuccessful.
Your concern?
Alright, let's explore the edge of the world. Durlag's Tower.
Indeed.
Now, we won't be going there for a long time. I'll explain Durlag's Tower. There we go. Gullykin and the Allcaster School have now been unlocked. So, Durlag's Tower, it is from the original game, but it's a... Like, there are some basilisks there and, you know, a few different floors, but it is an entire dungeon crawl unto itself. It is effectively an entire game unto itself. Not a huge game, but essentially an entire game unto itself. Multiple levels down, multiple levels up, and it has its own plotline and its own story. And in the expansion for Baldur's Gate, which is automatically comes with the enhanced edition, that story is enhanced and actually goes longer and actually begins outside of Durlag's Tower and brings you into it and then takes you elsewhere. And it's one of the hardest fights in the entire game. If you don't actually know how to win the fight that at the end of this story is actually the hardest fight the entire the game offers. So we need to... I don't think we need to go up. I don't think there's anything up there we need to actually explore, but let's do the edges of the map, and we'll come back here someday later with a leveled up party. So what level are we now? See, we're now at level 4. Well, she's at level 2, but the rest of us are at level 4. We also picked up some nice gemstones and scrolls and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
Use your bow, woman.
Uh-huh. I'll do it.
Why
does it
got
stand
petrification on you.
Watch this.
Don't get into a fight in melee combat, you bad woman. See what you've done? You've made her a target.
Yes? I am here.
Uh-huh.
I need to fix her
My
AI.
turn to save the day.
And this is why fixing the AI is so damn important.
Your concern? Yes, indeed.
Now, just so you know, a lot of enemies do respawn in this game, but the basilisks do not. Now, there is actually somebody else around here, if I recall correctly. Mr. Slime Lord. I'm pretty sure he was on this map. But we'll deal with him later. He is very entertaining. He might be on a different map, but basically there is a guy who summons slimes, and depending on what dialogue choices you pick, he changes, like he picks different slimes that he summons. And like he only does it the once. Aha, here we go. This is Shartil. Now, this is another recruitable companion. However, there's a little something interesting about her.
Hold, travelers! I challenge your best warrior to a duel.
You can't recruit her unless you have a male in your party. She challenges them to single combat. If any of your other party members help out, she leaves. If she wins, she leaves. You have to send a male party member in single combat with her and beat her in single combat. So, that's the next thing we are going to do. Now that we've nicely leveled up, we're going to come back here. And all these people are just standing around. And we are going to recruit Kagain, who is a dwarven fighter. So while I'm doing this, as I've said, you can, like, during lull times, feel free to just ask me questions about anything and everything, go nuts. But feel free to, like, ask me thoughts about the game or make suggestions. If you've played the game before, feel absolutely free.
It is done, yes? It is done.
Greetings. I am Kagan. What can I do for you?
No, run an escort business. Not that kind. I hire mercenaries to escort caravans en route from Arm to Baldur's Gate. Right now, I'm looking for some strong sword arms, and I'm willing to pay high. It seems that one of the caravans under my protection never arrived at Baldur's Gate, and I need to know what happened. You look like a strong group of warriors. Interested in a job? Sure, we always need more money. Tell us more. That's good. I've been having a lot of problems with bandit activity lately, but they've always only taken the cargo and let the caravan go afterwards. I've been catching flack from the family of some of the passengers of this caravan. After all, it was the job of my mercenaries to make sure everyone got safely to Baldur's Gate. Normally I wouldn't give one damn about some stupid whiner, but one of the passengers was the son of Entar Silvershield. And in this part of the world, his word is law. So Entar Silvershield is one of the dukes of Baldur's Gate. So, you know, word is law? Word is law. So, do you want the job or not? Sure, as soon as you tell us how much we'll get paid. I'll pay 15 gold per head, as well as equal opportunity to loot any of the dead bodies the bandits may have left behind. Sure. Hey, I'm glad you guys have some sense in your heads. I have an underling who can take care of business here while I'm gone, so let's get a move on. That sounds like not a lot of money.
I am here. Indeed.
It's really not. So D&D, like,
Certainly.
D&D economics is its own weird beast of you do not make any amount of sense ever. Now, before I talk about that, let's go back, get Shartil. Now, we're going to go through all of the... Yes, I will. We're going to go through all of the companions. Some we may not have stick around for very long, but we are going to go through all of the companions. However, we have got 3 companions open to us at the moment. We're going to go get Shartil. And again, I'm probably not going to have her stick around for very long, but we have 2 other companions that we can take a look at. There's Kivan, who we definitely want for the near future, because those bandits up here, if we decide to go deal with them,
Certainly.
I believe both Kivan and Kagain are after that. So let's level him up. So he's got 8,000 experience already now. That's it. He's done. She just gets some extra spells and a bit of extra hit points. Let's up these. There we go. At 80, that should be everything in this game. I don't think there's anything in this game over 80. There might be, but I don't think so. What was I saying? So, Kivan is someone we're going to want, at least for the near future, so that we go check out those bandits, and it doesn't so much resolve both their quest lines, but you'll get to see some more dialogue. But then we'll have the choice between Shartil, who's a warrior, or Garrick, who is a bard. And so for the next little bit of the game, I'll leave that choice to you. Do you want a warrior or a bard to join the party for a bit? I'm going to get those 2 to walk.
You can count on me.
Yes,
Actually, let's
certainly.
all
I
walk
am
quite a
here.
bit
It is
away.
done.
Go pester someone else.
Men are
Sure.
pathetic.
I challenge your best warriors to a duel. I don't fight women, so only men should step forward. Sure, what are the rules and rewards for winning? I win, and you give me 20 gold. In the unlikely event that one of you bests me, I'll pledge my sword to your cause. Sounds good. Will your champion step forward? I only fight men, so your women will have to be satisfied with just watching. Don't entertain any thoughts about cheating. If any of the rest of you try to interfere in this fight, I'll kill them outright. Come on. You can do this, Kagain. Oh. She declared that she won that one. So let's do it again.
It is done.
I've leveled them up already, so that's good.
All right.
Men are pathetic.
Maybe I should give him like a ring of protection and that sort of thing. That might help right now. Why did you stop? He's not doing very good this time. Damn it, Kagain, you have one job. Bards are great. Alright, that sounds like the voters are in for a man. Okay, there we go. Guess I'll keep my word. Good, you had better prove your worth. If you say no here, she leaves. You can't recruit her again. So now that I have these two,
I am here. Certainly.
let's go recruit Kivan.
Certainly.
Go do the bandits. Just a little bit of them. Now, where was he precisely? There he is.
Yes?
Grasshopper, we do not need a man in the party. Moreover, an elf who looks like he has not eaten a decent meal in a few days, but presumes the nobleness shines out of his arse. Remember how we said last session that high elves are racist as hell? Yeah, some people are racist right back. I hunt better alone, but in this fight I would welcome an ally. However, if you are not interested in joining forces, I would not insist on travelling with you. We'll help you out against the bandits, but only if you tell us why you spent months hunting them. Their leader, an ogre named Tazok, took the life of someone very dear to me. We will eventually meet Tazok, and I will try and make sure that he is in the party when we do. Thank you for being honest. You can join our party. Alright, so these two have got their level ups. Let's do that. And this is Mr. Bowman, if I recall. He has two weapon fighting style, but he's trained in halberd, which is a two-handed weapon, and not in anything else. So, that's a genius move on his part. So, he has a longbow. Let's give him a few of the... not her arrows, let's give him some of these arrows. I'm not sure why that did that.
Your concern indeed.
Alright, so let's rearrange the party a little bit.
Yes, certainly.
And let's head back up here and check out
waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
all those dogs that decide to run away from us.
Certainly.
So that was just a random encounter map. Let's say hi to this kid. We didn't say hi to him last time.
I need an ale.
'Tis odd when thought on, Missy. Ye and Mazaret claimed to have been raised in a grand library, but I'll take an oath I never seen a less bookish pair than the two of you be. It's true though, but the books were for scholars. As children, we worked more than we read. Sounds too practical for bookish fellas, that. And strange work it must have been too, seeing the skills you both took away from the place. We were there all our lives, you know. Lots of time to learn all sorts of things. Like dipping in 5 easy steps. Might be I'll visit there sometime. Seems it ain't nigh as dull as folks make it out to be.
You funny looking.
Don't you be getting closer, I'll have Mum come and give you the belt. Relax, I don't want to hurt you. Oh sure, that's what the other group of bandits said. And then they went and attacked the caravan I just saw leave. They were a bunch of liars, probably just like you. Get lost. So, we already know that the caravan is near here. Members of this caravan met a violent death. While there is no evidence to suggest it, you would surmise that bandits would be responsible. Now, where's the rest of the caravan? I think it was over there. The other side of that map. Now, normally, not sure why, maybe it's at the other section, but Kagain is supposed to have a line of dialogue when he sees caravan. It might be the other part of it that he has the line of dialogue. Boy, you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Oi, that's mine. Hands off, you sellsword. Surrender to us or die now. Die now, filth. Have to kill you now. Nothing personal, you understand?
I am here.
See, and now they're just so much easier to kill. A few levels changes a lot. And we can pick up their scalps.
I don't want to talk.
There we go. Well, look what I found. This is the body of Silvershield's son. Guess I'm in a lot of trouble now with him dead. I'll be a wanted dwarf. From what I've gathered so far, all of you are after them damnable bandits. Well, since my reputation is now mud, how about I help you gain revenge on these scumbags? We don't want you around anymore. Hit the road. Sure, we could use your skills.
It is done.
So, interesting bit of characterization. So first off, let me show you that item. Eddard Silvershield's fibula. Picked up this brooch from a bandit who killed near Beregost. It's a beautiful enamelled fibula with a sign of one of the Dukes of Baldurs Gate, Enter Silvershield. Same symbol is found embroidered on the breast of a dead youth's coat. Unfortunately, you came upon the bandits too late to save the boy from bandits. He is too young to be a duke, but you have heard that Enter Silvershield had a son of about your own age, called Eddard Silvershield, as opposed to Stark. Perhaps you should have returned this pin to the Silvershields. So that's effectively a nice little quest. You know, it's a long-term quest. We're not going to visit Baldur's Gate for a long time.
Your concern.
So, but, more things to kill. What was I saying a moment before? I believe I was going to explain something or go into detail about... Ah, that's right, Kagain. So I'm going to show you something interesting about Kagain. Like, I'm sure by now you've got a little bit of a grasp of his personality. Not anything particularly in depth, but it's at least something. However, let me show you something. He is lawful evil alignment. Now, every character in this game does have a bit of personality. While they don't have as, like, the conversation you've seen so far, the original game doesn't have as much. Kagain, despite being lawful evil, he's actually generally quite pleasant to people. And he doesn't largely associate too heavily with people and only has a few dialogue options, but later on, you will find another dwarf. I've forgotten his name specifically. But he is a good aligned dwarf. And these two dwarves hate each other. And it's one of the only times that you see Kagane's, that evil side of his personality really come off. Evil means selfish, not homicidal, in my opinion. It can mean either, depending on how you roleplay it. But, yes, I would generally run by that sort of logic. Kagane's weakness is that he is greedy. Is basically where his evil comes from. But he also despises the other dwarf. And it's one of those things that I love about this game, is that some of those subtle characterizations are in here. It's like, characters aren't simply caricatures. Somebody who's an evil alignment, in another game, you'd expect them to be behaving evil and clearly showing that they are evil. But no, Kagane's just a businessman who doesn't like other dwarves, and when push comes to shove, he'll take the businessman-like mentality over the, basically he's Elon Musk or freaking Jeff Bezos. I think Jeff Bezos is a better parallel. Yeah, if Jeff Bezos was a dwarf. All right. So,
Indeed.
we have one last thing to do here. Elon is definitely chaotic. Yeah. So let's chat to Garrick here and get him to take us over, deal with that, and then we will have the choice of either keeping Shartil, the human fighter, or Garrick. Now, before we do anything else, let me just double check what items everybody has. Alright. Where did I stick? There, those are. +3 burst missile and piercing. And that one. So, you... Oh, what belt are you currently wearing? It's just a aesthetic belt. Nothing actually special about it. Where's that ring of protection? No, I had one. I gave it to him one. Let's give that to him. And I think that's all the magical items that I really want to equip on people. Yes.
Yes?
Alright.
It is done. There. I have a pretty proposal for you.
I've heard that you're an excellent group of warriors. I'm not sure where we got that reputation. My reputation's pretty terrible at the moment after killing that random guy in the pub. How would you like a well-paying job as a bodyguard for my mistress? Or as on the lookout for money? Tell us more. I'm Garrick, and I work for Silky Rosanna. She's the most skilled musician and actor along the Sword Coast. In fact, she used to play at the Ducal Palace before the months done. However, she's been having some problems of late. Some thugs have been hired by Feldpost to hurt her bad because she didn't perform at his inn when she was supposed to. Can't blame her for not showing up, what with a villain like Feldpost running the place. She needs mercenaries to protect her until she's ready to go to Baldur's Gate. She's willing to pay about 300 gold. What do you say? Lazarick, this is no time for careful deliberations. A woman is threatened with torture. I pray that we are not too late already. I was just thinking about how refreshing it would be to kick some man in the groin and break his skinny neck afterwards. Stop gawking, Mazarick. There is coin to be made and fun to be had. On we go. Yeah, show us the mistress. That's more decent pay. Yes, that is quite decent pay. So yeah, the whole economics of the D&D universe is literally purely based around making players feel good. So Garrick, these are the only mercenaries you could find. I guess I'll have to do. You look to be worth about 300 gold. It's what my little Garrick offered you, isn't it? Garrick is not little. Good thing you're an actress, not a painter. Would have been a problem being blind, huh? Because if you don't see for yourself how tall he is, you sure are blind. I've him 300 gold, just like you told me. Well then, I assume Garrick has explained what your duties are. You must simply dispose of the ruffians when they come to threaten me. They shouldn't be too hard to deal with, but I would advise you to strike fast. Whatever you do, don't speak with them. One of them is a mage whose mystic words can sway even the most wise of men. I don't care a fig for what they did to you, actress, but I'm always ready to bash men's head in. Not sus at all. Here they are now, Felderpost thugs. Strike when I tell you to. Greetings, Silky. We're here as you've asked, and we have the... Don't try to threaten me. I won't be easy prey for you to beat on. I've brought friends. What are you talking about? We're here with the gems that... Shut up. There'll be no weaseling out of this one. Strike now. Kill them. They're as good as dead. Stop this madness. We won't murder those who are obviously innocent men. Our deal is off? In any case, you're probably too cowardly to be any good in a fight. I'll deal with them myself after I deal with you.
I am here.
Now, before I do anything... No, I don't want any of her stuff. She has a really nice potion. That is a very nice potion. So, these are the basic potions of healing, 9 hit points. Potion of extra healing, 27 hit points. Anyway, she was worth a pretty penny.
Your concern, indeed.
Hello there.
Thank you for stopping the evil witch before she killed us. Here, take this as a token of our appreciation. Now, you can actually choose to kill these guys yourself if you want. I apologize for my rash words, Mazarek. I should be wiser than to assume that a woman cannot lie, but thank you for your aid nonetheless. And because they gave me an item, it forced me to drop that. So let's organize things slightly. Give these things to Nira so she can identify them later. And finally, we chat to Garrick.
Yes, sir.
Silky's dead. I guess she had it coming. You can't be evil like her and expect to get away with it. I might have a job now. It'd be too much to ask if I could join up with you. Of course! I mean, Mazarek, you can join us, right? He is cute, and he's a real bard. Someone's got to write ballads about my beauty and bravery, you know. You truly think that I'm cute? So, there's Shartil. Goodbye, Shartil.
Men are pathetic.
Fighting alongside the boorish idiot was almost bearable with a strong woman like you to keep him in line. Until we cross paths again, don't think yourself second to any man.
Yes?
Now we have ourselves a bard. Now, I believe that the mod gives him, the one that increases banter, actually gives him some really nice banter, possibly some with Imoen. But I believe some of the banter is you can chat to him and he actually starts effectively writing your tale. So, what do I want to give him? Let's just go with single weapon style. So,
Casting spells isn't as easy as I make it look.
he is
I'm tired.
pure bard. Kivin is a ranger, and he's not the best archer in the game. There is another archer in the game named Corin, who has, I think it's 19, possibly even 20 dex. Very high dexterity. And he is essentially the best archer in the game, unless, of course, you make yourself the best archer in the game. However, that would appear to be essentially everything I wanted to get done in today's game. So, let's just explore this area, and we'll just chat to the people inside. I think there might actually be a minor side quest in here. Again, like a lot of the early quests in the original game, most of the early quests only start once you get to Nashkel. And I can't get in there unless I have Imoen pick the lock.
You can count on me.
Which I did! I gained 10 experience points for picking the lock.
Certainly. Yes, indeed.
I should have joined.
I advise you to be on your best behaviour. We're watching you.
Away with you, beggar.
Hold your place, no need for us to get off on the wrong foot. I rather like company, but most of the townsfolk are a bit standoffish. Cannot understand why. You've a lovely home and seem quite amiable. Perhaps it's because of those 2 guards in your employ. I've no doubt you get few visitors. Nobody wants to go past the guards. Your social problems are no concern of mine. It was a rich-looking house, so I entered. It was well guarded, so I leave. That is an unfortunate possibility. They do seem to take a touch too much pleasure from their positions, but I'd sooner have them than not. I doubt I should feel safe without them. What with the banditry rampant around countryside? Mayhaps when things have settled, I can maintain a more open house. Leave me be, please. Excuse me. As a member of the town council, there is much that weighs on my mind. Except it really doesn't.
It is done.
Just because he's on the town council doesn't mean he ever has a say in anything. I will, however, get Imoen to come up here, and we are going to rob these people blind.
What you want? You can count on me. No problem at all.
Just a dagger, just a book. Actually, let's take the dagger. It's free, and I need some backups. Some more books. Some more books. Sometimes these bookshelves have scrolls in them, which is why it's worth actually looking. But loot is not randomized. It's always the same in every playthrough. There is a mod you can get to randomize what people drop and what items are in various things, but in the base game, no, it's always the same. And I have not enough space.
Certainly.
I'm used to games having books that give you stuff for reading them. There are books in this game that give you stuff for reading them.
Your concern, it is
I don't know if
done.
this is the first game to actually do that, but it is actually one of the early games where certain books would actually give you
It is done,
massive
yes.
perks. In fact, it's the only way. All of these stats, they do not go up with level. But there are certain books in the game that if you read them, you get a +1 to one of these stats. So, yeah, it's like
Certainly.
it does exist. It does exist. As I said, I don't know if this game started that tradition, that whole thing in video games, but it is one of the early adopters of that sort of gameplay. Farmer, random chicken, and just general stuff on the ground. Now, if it's outside, it's
No
really
problem.
fair game. Usually the only stuff you can't steal is stuff that's locked and inside the house. There's a specific magic item in D&D. That's a specific magic item in D&D. I was thinking more of books that give you quests or reveal the solutions to traps, etc.
I am here.
Ah,
indeed.
yes. There are some quest item ones. For example, this book here is part of a quest. But pretty much all the books in this game are just lore. They just build more and more lore. Now, we still have half an hour of the game left, but Imoen is now high enough level for me to start entering all of these different houses. So, sod it. Let's start our rampage of stealing everything from everyone. And who knows, if we're lucky, we'll be able to find that alchemist person who's part of our
Indeed.
running quest. I should actually have
Good to
Imoen.
go? Gotcha.
I forgot to empty. Give that to her. Not that. And give those to her as well. Let's stock up on those arrows. So the bandit scalps. Later on in the game, you will find a woman who is trying to eradicate all of the bandits in the area, and she will pay you 25 gold per scalp. Ah, somebody saw me. That person wandering around saw me stealing stuff. So, probably going to restart. I can't remember where I saved, which is a bad thing. And my reputation is decreased by 5 points. Now, something else that happens if your reputation goes too low is there are certain areas, which this is one of those areas, but there's a few areas, where if your reputation is far too low, which means you're a criminal,
Casting spells isn't as
random
easy as
soldiers
I make it
will
look.
turn up
I'm tired.
and hunt you down. Just because, you know, they've tracked you down, they've found you, they're going to try and kill you. So, unless you really want to play an evil game and hunt, you know, just hunt people down and kill them and just fight against the law, it's generally not a good idea to get your reputation too low that you become branded as a criminal. What are you doing in my house? By right of might, my apologies, I must have the wrong address. I'll leave immediately.
Yep, gotcha.
So she had some nut. Oh, I should distribute stuff again. And arrows. I'll leave immediately, go upstairs and continue looting. Yes!
No problem at all.
And there's no one up here this time. Hey look, random book. Which book is it? Ah.
Name it. Gotcha.
History of Estegard. At some point, I will set up, I'll have an entire session dedicated to just gathering all of the books and just reading them and talking about the lore. That's,
you can count on me.
like what the books say and extend the lore and all that sort of thing. So, if we want to rob this place, our options are to kill her, blind her with a spell, or wait until she wanders into the other room so that we can loot without her seeing.
Indeed.
But I can't be bothered waiting that long. Rob the sleeping dwarf? Yeah, rob the sleeping dwarf. Yes.
Good to go?
The door is locked, so how do we get around that? We pick it.
Indeed.
And this guy is Burden.
Something up? You can count on me.
Life's been getting prickly on
Burglars,
my eyes.
explain yourself, lest the guards loose you from your life. No need to call the guards, I just had a desire to see this fine house from within. I don't know whether you're a fool or a liar, but it's best for thee that I cannot decide. You have a chance to leave before I call the watchman. Best that you make your next move a wise one. Now, I don't think he'll summon the guards. I don't think he's programmed to do that. He just threatens to. Oops. Rubbing, rubbing, rubbing.
No problem at all.
Now, I can't
I am
really rob
here.
this place while he's here.
It is done. It is done.
Now, aside from the fact that I'm robbing this entire town for fun, what we're really doing is trying to go into every house and see if we can find the that plot lady.
Yep.
For the side
No
quest.
problem at all.
She gonna go into the other room? No, she's just walking around. And there's nothing in the other room.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
I am here, certainly. Indeed.
Hey, friend.
I've been pretty rare these days, what with the supply from Nashkel drying up. Trade routes are all but shut down from bandit activity. I ain't heard from Waterdeep for a month now. Apparently, just because you've broken into
What you
somebody's
want? You can
house doesn't mean that they'll give a damn.
No problem at
Yeah,
all.
somebody else up here. A random boy. Ooh, you know, Mazarick, you seem a mite small for the size of your doings hereabouts. One must start somewhere. The troubles that plague the coast have become mine, and I shall pursue them as I may. No course of yours. Travel freely. Feel free to depart if you wish. I may as well stick to you then. Them bandits be biting fair to have hem me in as well.
Loser, loser, loser.
Mom, someone's in the house. And Mum is asleep. Oh no, that's another sleeping man. Rob him blind, rob him blind. There's the sleeping woman.
Your concern? Indeed.
No.
Indeed.
Next house. Now this one I'm pretty sure is locked. Nope. Random boy.
It is done.
Mother said not to talk to
No,
strangers.
you scared me. I wasn't taking anything. Honest. I was just checking out the house, that's all. Someone's got to watch over the place, because I am sure they will come back. The Grey Carts only went to Baldur's Gate to visit, and they should be back already. I'm going to wait right here till they do. Suspicious kid.
I am at your
Name
service.
it. Gotcha.
So something that's worth mentioning. In the Forgotten Realms, bards are much more what we would call skalds. So they know the lore of the land, they tell the stories,
Yes.
they are literally the people who, you know, would recite the Iliad around
It
the
is
place.
done.
And they collect
It
rumors,
is done.
and they are very much the artist characters.
It is done.
So everything to do with, you know, being a musician and all that sort of thing. Which is why they worked so well with the Harpers, who, if you recall, Tahira and Khalid were members of the Harpers.
I am here.
Mrs. Dudley.
Hey, friend.
Oh, another one. He's upstairs. You should know about this by now. Tell him he has to make tea himself. I'm not his slave. I beg your pardon. You heard me perfectly. At least have decency to wipe your shoes before you go
Good to go.
upstairs.
Gotcha.
Met a strange couple in one of the houses in Baragost.
Gotcha.
Mr. Dudley,
On your
what are you doing here? Go down and remind her of our agreement. It is mine here and hers downstairs. And tell her I want some tea. Now off you go. We just talked to your wife and she said, oh, don't try that one on me. We know all perfectly well that she is hiding it. Tell her it's getting nowhere. We have to sell it. You're missing something? Ha! Guess the whole street knows it already. Is it shameful to sell possessions because you don't have enough gold? It's not my fault the horse stepped on my foot. Now please, I want to rest a bit. Goodbye. Could we help? Yes, go down at her stairs. Go down to her and tell her to stop hiding it. Goodbye. Whatever it is, I'm probably going to rob it. Oh no, look at all these money problems you have. Oh, he can see me. Now, I can unlock it and it's fine. But I can't steal if he's in sight. So I can't... Damn it. Yep, no, I can't get into a position where I can steal that. And there's nothing else up there. there anything in here? No. And that barrel probably doesn't have anything.
Hey, friend.
What do you want now? Seem to be missing something. Can we help you in any way? I won't say anything further. Go back to him and leave me in peace.
You can count on me.
Something on your mind?
You seem to be missing something. Can we help? Go down. Maybe I don't have enough charisma.
Your
I'm pretty
concern?
sure that this is another bit of
Certainly.
restored content,
Hey,
modded
friend.
content. So maybe who in my party has the highest charisma? That was Emma actually. So if she can't convince them to talk to
Yes?
me, I don't think anybody else in my party
Indeed.
can. But I will, while I can, rob.
It is done.
Ooh, Annie Dudley. Here we go, this is who we can talk to. You've been in our house. Did you talk to my parents? I indeed did talk to your parents. Seems they're missing something. Yes, did they tell you that? What did they say? They didn't tell me, to be honest. I figured out from what they said. Do you know anything about it? Mum said we need some gold to pay for the house, but we lost a necklace that could be sold. Ah, so it's a necklace. Well, I have the impression that both your mum and dad think the other one is hiding it. Do you have an idea where it could be? Me? No, why would I?
You smell.
Let's go back inside, see if I can talk to them now.
It is done.
Hey, friend.
Jordan mentioned you are missing a necklace. Did she tell you that? Poor girl. Her father doesn't think of what he's doing to her. He doesn't think of what he's doing to us by hiding that pearl necklace. Can I help? No, I don't think so. I am sorry. I don't mean to offend you, but even our friends couldn't talk any sense into him. I do apologize for my unfriendly behavior. I imagine that you were his friends when you came in the first time. I thank you for your offer to help, but please leave us alone now. It's only gold. Maybe I can give you some. No thank you. We have enough gold. At least we would have. Never mind. It is not your problem. It's like they both want to sell this pearl necklace, but they've just freaking lost it, or it's been stolen or something.
Something on your mind?
Talk to your wife. I get the impression that she thinks you are hiding the necklace. That's ridiculous. Why should I do that? It is actually hers to be precise. Old family jewelry. It is not easy for a man to admit that he is not capable of providing for his family any longer. She agreed to sell the pearls. Really brave woman she is, my Margaret. But, sigh, she somehow changed her mind, and now it's gone. Haven't talked to her for over a week now. The situation is unbearable. Please leave an old man in his sorrow. It's only gold you're missing. Maybe I can give you some. Thank you for that. A kind offer, but she would never accept that, my Margaret. No, she wouldn't. Let's try talking to her again. The husband told us the missing necklace belongs to you. Did he? Well, at least he seems to remember. Although that doesn't help. If he doesn't give it to me. But he said that he has no reason to hide it, and that you agreed on selling it too. But then you changed your mind. I changed my mind? I changed my mind? One evening, we discussed the necessity of selling my grandmother's necklace, and the next morning he hid it. We will lose the house because we can't pay our last debt on it. I really don't blame him that he is no longer capable of earning as much as he did. I haven't talked to the stubborn husband of mine for several days now. I can't take this any longer. Please leave me in peace. I have the impression we are running in circles here. There must be a different solution to this. Poor Annie. What shall become of her? Let's just talk to Annie again.
It is done.
You smell.
Are you sure you know nothing about the missing necklace? From what your mother said, I have the strong impression someone took the necklace from its place at that particular night. Don't you think it's time to give it back to your mum? But I don't want the necklace to be sold. It's the last piece we have from Grandma, and I thought that we'd find another way, and I took it when they were sleeping, and now they are so angry and everything is so bad. Oh, poor child, hush, everything will be alright. Hiding the necklace doesn't help. Go inside and give it back. Some things have to be done even if it hurt. Give the necklace to me, child. I will, keep it safe until your parents calm down. Oh dear me, another crying female. I can't stand this. Give it back. Maybe you're right. I hope Mum won't be too angry. Where's Mum?
It is done.
They gone upstairs?
Indeed.
Hey, friend.
Indeed, it was Annie who had the necklace. My poor husband. Thank you very much for your help, dear stranger. You did a good deed by us. We are very grateful. I really want to see you people happy. Do you have an honest buyer for your necklace? It was a pleasure. Good day. Yes, it's a wonder how childishly some adults behave. Well, we will go to someone we know in private. It's always a risk to do gold business with people you know, but it's... Good gracious, do you want to tell every detail of our gold misery? We are very grateful for what you did for us, but we need some time to discuss the proceedings further. I do apologize, but it was a very anxious time we had. Sorry to interfere so much with your problem, but I actually am looking for a nice pearl necklace for a friend. Would you like to sell the necklace to me for, say, 600 gold? Sure, I hope everything will be okay. Yeah, sure, buy. Let's buy it. It's not worth that much, but let's buy it. 600 gold? That is more than we would get from the other buyer. Thank you very much. It is a very honourable offer. Yet we do not want to trouble you that much. Margaret, what are you saying? Didn't you hear what was said? Why shouldn't we sell it now? We couldn't buy it back from Edgar anyhow. Honey, please. I am not so stupid as to think. Margaret, come aside for a short moment. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Gold directly in. Whisper, mumble, mumble, mumble. You never know whether Edgar... Whisper, whisper. Yes, but whisper, whisper. Margaret, please. Whisper, whisper. Annie, Well, whisper, whisper. You are so right, my dear, but only whisper, whisper. You are the wisest of all, my lovely wife. This is exactly how we will do it. All right, amicable helper. We finally decided to accept your offer, but not for the 600 you offered. 500 it will be. It is still a very generous trade for us, and we are very well aware of the fact that you know that... what a comfort, and I thought I might have to go searching forever for a pearl necklace. If you are decided, I won't argue for you. Yeah, just get it over with. Let's maintain the illusion. Thank you very, very much. We are very shy people and maybe a bit too proud. You are a very generous and friendly person. We are indeed in your debt. Put 550 into Mr. Dudley's gold bag, but trying to be sure he doesn't notice the extra 50 gold. Put 600 into Mr. Dudley's bag, trying to be sure that he doesn't notice the extra gold. Yeah, let's do it. I know my alignment is evil, but let's do the good thing. There we go. I'm sure if I come back and talk to them later on in the game, it'll probably actually give me some new dialogue options. Let's have a look at that necklace, actually. See, it's a regular pearl necklace. I might hold on to it. Like, I don't think I can use any other necklaces anyway. Like, I might just hold on to it. Like, if there's... Later on, I come back there, they might buy it back from me. I don't know.
Certainly.
Do you still have the necklace? Can I have a look? Ooh, I can give it to her as a present. Oh, that's so nice. I like the necklace, but that is even better. Did you see the look in her eyes?
I like it here. I don't agree with our party's course of action.
And this is Slimeball.
Certainly. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Found the man who sold the elixir to your neighbor. An antidote exists, but it will cost 100 gold pieces. 100 gold pieces. That here, take these 30 gold. That is all I have currently. Please go and buy the antidote. I'm sure Eltoth will refund your expenses. It's not necessary that you should give me your savings. I will advance the sum, of course. You are very generous. Thank you. I want to see, like, the diary mentions, who is it? Five drinks, just as good as Duoma's. If I can find this Duoma person, I'm sure that I can resolve the quest in another way. Otherwise, I may have to resort to just buying the potion and going with that. Now I've been there. Let's go back in there because I may have missed her. I know I checked the other pubs. But, how are we doing for time? Not much longer. Probably get a little bit more, like do one more building after this one.
It is done.
Just Elgin on up here.
It is done.
Alright.
Indeed.
Someone's in the bed. There were two someone's in the bed.
Something up? No problem at all.
Yes, indeed.
Hurry up. No problem.
No one in here to stop me from robbing them. Ooh, nice gemstone. And a stabby.
You can count on me.
You'll know, like, obviously most of the homes and all that sort of thing, like, they just use the same damn template, change a couple of the contents. Now and then they shift around what things are clickable. But it's pretty much consistently the same damn template.
I am here.
Which admittedly, I had a dream, not a dream, but a goal a long time ago to try and recreate the entire map of Baldur's Gate in Minecraft. It would make it so much easier to do that. But I think that like when Baldur's Gate 3 comes out,
yes,
I'm hoping like the Divinity 2 sort of like the engine. You can use that to make maps, and it might actually be a lot more fun to try and recreate the entirety of Baldur's Gate, at least the map, in the Divinity 2 Baldur's Gate sort of thing. That would be quite enjoyable if that was the case. Aha! Our first trap.
This way.
So I can unlock it, but I can't rob because the boy is
I
in
am
the room.
here, indeed.
Good to go.
Can unlock that too.
Your concern? Certainly.
That was
Indeed.
the other dude's house. Getting through a lot more houses than I expected I would in the final minutes I have remaining.
Yes? It is
Butler.
Get out of me
Who?
while you
Oh,
crummy
forgive
long
my
head.
disposition. But we were expecting some overdue friends. Mr. Cold-Kettle will be most disappointed. Please do not bother him. I'm immediately going to go bother him.
You're a long-tongued
Strangers?
lout, ain't you?
Tramping around my home? Bah, what does it matter? I have heard nothing from my son and his wife for nigh unto a week now, and all else pales in importance until I do. I have no better than to allow his travel in these dangerous times. Leave me to my sorrows. Actually, come on.
Something up? Gotcha. Gotcha.
Whoa. I missed that. Strangers tramping about my home? Bah, but what does it matter? Blah, blah. Wait, he gave us too much gold, my friendly helper. It was but 500 gold we agreed upon. Why is it always those who need and deserve it are too honest to keep it? People are just too plain stupid for this world, if you ask me. There was 100 gold pieces too much in my bag after you left. Is that a grin on your face there? You are very friendly and generous indeed, but we can't accept a donation of gold. There's no donation. I offered you 600 gold because that is exactly the sum I think it is worth. I would not argue with your wife, with you in front of your wife, but there is no way I would take back these 100 gold pieces as they belong to you, good man. You really need the gold, and I have enough for my purposes. Nope, I'm not arguing. Yeah, like you're not. Yep. See, that's not tears in my old eyes. I guess I got some sand in them, running so fast to catch up with you. You are something special, young one, I tell you. But what you said made actual sense. I hope I can remember that until I return home, so I can tell Margaret. Or maybe I won't tell her, keeping it a nice surprise. We are in your debt, friendly stranger. I will keep the coins then. May the gods be with you. Aw, that was nice. He says as he robs from this sleeping fellow. See, I'm a good person. I give donations. And then I make a profit out of everybody else. Because that's how rich people work.
Certainly.
Alright. I've looked in through those. I've looked through all of those. Just got the rest of these houses to do. But it is now 1 o'clock. Oh, so Mazares, I was wondering what you thought of my music. Everyone else seems to have an opinion. Truly you're a great bard, Garrick. You have songs and tales for every occasion. Or I'd prefer you'd shut up. Thanks, it means a lot to hear that. When I write of you, I'll be sure to mention your kindness and good nature. Actually, I was lying and hope you'd shut up sooner. No problem.
It is done.
It's a person with a name.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
How dare you come into my home uninvited? Back in my adventuring days, such an affront would get you a sword in the backside. If it were not for social convention, I'd give you a right proper thrashing. No need for that. You obviously experienced to take care of yourself, and I wouldn't dream of attacking you. It is certain that would be a fight you'd lose, milady. Empty words from a frightened lass. Nah, it's be nice. Someone who goes about breaking into people's houses, you certainly appear to have a brain. Best that you use it and leave.
Hurry up, you can count on me.
I'm just gonna rob you first.
Gotcha.
Do 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 do. Alright, so I was saying, it is now 1 o'clock. So...
Your concern? It is done. It is done.
I think we're probably going to have to end here. And, I'll be the next stream. I might end up doing some more over the weekend. I've got a whole lot of work I need to do this weekend, so I probably won't. But if I get enough done, maybe I'll do another stream at some point on maybe Sunday. But the next stream is Dark Souls on Monday, and then Dark Souls again on Tuesday. Baldur's Gate I'll be returning to Thursday, Friday next week. But something that has come up is I'm thinking about doing on Wednesdays, in the same time slot, just doing Jackbox games. So anybody can jump in, anybody can join in, and just have just a couple hours of party games every Wednesday. Maybe not. I'm keen to hear what people think and if people would be interested in that. In the meantime, that's it from me. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening or whatever it is you're doing, and I will see you probably on Monday. Farewell.